Welcome back to another episode of Tom Talks. On this episode of Tom Talks, we're featuring this fabulous McLaren P1. Now, this particular P1 is widely regarded as the most important, the most special P1 in existence. And why is that? It's chassis number XP2R. Unusual chassis number, some of you may think. XP stands for experimental prototype. Now, before we touch on this particular chassis and what the history is of this particular chassis, let's talk about experimental prototypes. As we've sold several XP cars in the past, both Ferraris and McLarens. And whenever we've sold a particular car, XP car that is, we have lots of inquiries from individuals around the world who say, "Hey Tom, what does that mean, prototype? What does it mean, XP? What does experimental mean? Does that mean it doesn't have an engine? Has it got 3 wheels? Is it different? How does the car actually differ? Is it worth more? Is it worth less?" Well, absolutely, these XP cars are worth considerably more money. Why are they worth considerably more money? Well, before production started, the XP cars, the experimental prototypes, were out there. They were there for development purposes. These are cars that were submitted to the most demanding tests insisted upon them by both the manufacturer, being McLaren, the perfectionists that they are, and the legislative bodies around the world. These are cars that were sent to the Arctic to drive on frozen lakes at -20. They're cars that were sent to Death Valley to be in the most grueling heat conditions to check that the car performs. These are cars that were sent to all of the most wonderful circuits around the world to see how they performed on those circuits. And then at the very end of the production cycle, McLaren built 375 production cars. And then at the end of the production cycles, the prototype cars that still remained in existence, some of them didn't remain in existence because they were used for crash testing purposes. And those that did remain in existence were sent back to the production line. They were stripped to their bare mono cage and they were rebuilt to the highest specification of all the P1s. And you say you think the highest specification, what does that mean? Well, if you imagine through a production cycle, through those 375 cars, there were plenty of warranty recalls, there were plenty of updates, there were plenty of issues that McLaren had to address. And then those last cars that come off the production line are built to the very best specification. But the cars still retain their chassis identity from their XP days. So to give you an idea of their significance and the significance that McLaren hold for them, is that the production cars were sold new at somewhere between £825,000 and £900,000, depending on the specification. Where McLaren sold this particular XP car to the first owner for £1,950,000. So just think about that. A normal production car is sold for 825 or 850,000 if you consider the extras that this car has. And then this particular car was sold by the manufacturer to the first owner for $1,950,000. And the other XP cars were very similar. They all held huge premiums over a normal production car. So, okay, XP2R, why is this one special? I'll tell you why this one's special. This is the car that was used for the sub 7-minute lap around the Nürburgring. Go on the internet, put McLaren P1 Nürburgring, you're going to see this chassis. It was originally built in very early 2012. The car was used for lots of different testing. It was used for tyre testing. It was used for high speed testing. It was used for aero testing. And then it was rebuilt as XP2R and ready to go and set the lap around the Nürburgring. It was driven from the UK to Nürburgring, set the lap of under 7 minutes, and basically cemented its place as the one of the three Holy Trinity cars that was the real driver's car, you know, against the Ferrari LaFerrari, against the Porsche 918 Spider. They all have their attributes, they all have their pros, maybe their cons, but the McLaren P1 is absolutely the driver's car. Following that 7-minute lap, it was also sent to Spain, where it was used for benchmarking purposes. It was used for general tests in order for any other McLaren built in the future to be compared against the P1. The P1 being the absolute true successor to the F1. You know, we have lots of fabulous McLarens, as you can see by some of these Grand Prix cars. We've got a McLaren Speedtail here, which is a super rare car, built the same number as they did F1s. But the P1, this is the true successor to the F1. It's a car that I really believe in. It's a car that I think will perform extremely well in the future. And it's a car that I think is very undervalued today. And we're really excited to buy this particular car. With this car, to make it even more special, if you recall, I mentioned that all of the XP cars got sent back to the production line. They got rebuilt as a normal production specification car, but to the highest specification. And all of their components from their XP days were basically disregarded. And the cars were fitted with new engines, you know, new interiors, new wheels, new bodywork, new everything, but they retained their chassis identity. However, the first owner of this car said, yes, I'm happy to pay the premium. I want to pay so much more money because I want an XP car, but I also want all of the old bits from the car that actually set those special moments. So what did they do? They took all of those old bits and they made a rolling chassis. So it looks like you get two cars for the price of one. And in this rolling chassis, you've got the bodywork, you've got the glass, you've got the engine fitted, not the hybrid unit, just the normal twin turbocharged V8 motor. And you'll see it even retains the number plates that was used for the test, for its testing days. The only difference between the cars is when the car was used as an XP car, it had red brake calipers, which you can see that it still retains today as part of its original bits. And the new owner of the car, who bought the car following its rebuild, decided to have yellow brake calipers. Sitting in the cockpit is exactly the same as a normal production vehicle, with the exception of, which I think is pretty cool, is that the first owner requested from McLaren that they put an identical warning sticker in the same location as what it retained through its XP prototype days. That warning sticker reading, "This is a prototype vehicle, live airbags and seatbelts. Pre-tensioners are fitted to this vehicle, but the system has been disabled." No, it has not been disabled today. It is definitely all up and running. The car's only covered 2,200 kilometers since its rebuild. It benefits from fantastic service history. I sit inside the cockpit and I know 2,200 kilometers is a mere 14 or 1,500 miles. However, the condition of the car is absolutely like new. It feels like a delivery mileage vehicle. Today, unfortunately, the weather is not great. We've had a little bit of snow and plenty of flooding in the area, and the condition of the car is just too good to get out on the road. However, I do think we should start it up because I think these cars are absolutely awesome. I love the noise of them. So, just going through the process. Now, this is what I call a complete car. This is what you get. You don't just get the rolling chassis with all of its bodywork from its XP days and its engine. You've got a flight case that inside the flight case has things like its original rear crash member, its original rear support frame, its car cover, its HVAC module. You even have some shredded documentation. Not sure what was on that documentation, but shredded documentation within. We've then got a dedicated history file, which includes a certificate of conformity. Interestingly, the car holds both Swiss and UK registration. So if there is a Swiss buyer, very easy to hopefully get this car back to Switzerland. Its original owner's manuals, service/warranty booklet, which has all of its service stamps to date, its user guides, and then it has a dedicated XP2R booklet that has been produced from McLaren to talk about its XP days, and then its testing notes in the rear. And just to walk you through these testing notes, 19th of February 2012 was when it was first built. In April 2012, it had an extended vehicle shakedown. October 2012, dynamic development and high-speed body test. It then went through a tyre test and filming for the development video in October 2012. It was then stripped and rebuilt into XP2R. So it went from XP2 into XP2R from April 2013 to June 2013. Then at the Nardo in Italy, it went through the active aero sign-off. So this car was so important to the aero of the P1 project. Lap time development at the Nürburgring in July 2013, just after my birthday, quite fitting. In August 2013, it was tested on public roads in England for the road damper tuning. It then went back to the Nürburgring for photo shoot and filming. And then in October 2013, McLaren referred to it as the lap time. That's the lap that was sub 7 minutes for the P1. That's the one that just cemented its place as being an almighty type of car. And then to finish off its XP days, it was sent to Spain. And between August 2014 and March 2015, the car was used for general testing to provide benchmarking data for future McLaren vehicle platforms. So this particular P1 is the car that McLaren said, okay, that's our daddy. We are going to refer back to that car in the future with every other single McLaren that we produce, and it is going to be benchmarked against XP2R. I really don't think it gets any better. It's such an exciting car. Modern supercars for us, are just a way of life. We know them particularly well. We sell lots of these F40s and GTOs and Veyrons and LaFerraris and Carrera GTs. P1s for me are a car that, like I said before, it's the true successor to the F1. That car today that is in supercar folklore. And P1 being so rare, much rarer than the 918 Spider, much rarer than the LaFerrari. It's a car that I think has really good future potential. And we sell a lot of very important, significant, historic cars. And it comes down to all about their history. What did the car do? What races did it participate in? Who owned it? Talk to me about provenance. And, that can sometimes make the value of a car quadruple. And in a McLaren P1, being a modern supercar, what provenance can you really have? They weren't a race car. It's a modern supercar. But to actually buy one of the XP cars, one of the cars that was part of the development process of the model, and then to be able to buy what is probably the most important of all the XP cars, which is XP2R, I truly think for a bit of a premium that the car is worth today, in the future, you'll look back, the new owner will look back and say, actually that was a pretty clever buy. So we're looking forward to finding the next custodian. May well be you watching this today. And if you want any further details, just get in touch.